boy missing. It was a warm summer afternoon, and the sun shone bright in the clear blue sky. A small town nestled among the rolling hills, surrounded by fields of tall wheat and an orchard of apple trees. In the center of the town stood a tall brick building, the town hall, where the people gathered for meetings and celebrations. One summer evening, a boy named Max went out to play with his friends in the park. Max was a cheerful and adventurous boy, always eager to explore and try new things. His friends loved to play hide and seek, and they decided to have a game that evening. Max ran off to hide, and his friends began to search for him. They looked under benches, behind trees, and around bushes, but they couldn't find him anywhere. As the sun began to set and the stars twinkled in the sky, they realized that Max was missing. His parents and the townspeople were notified, and a search party was quickly organized. The search went on through the night and into the next day, but there was no sign of Max. As the days passed, the town was consumed with worry and grief. Everyone searched high and low, and the police investigated every lead, but Max remained missing. His parents were inconsolable, and the townspeople felt helpless. One day, a strange man appeared in town, claiming to have information about Max's whereabouts. He was a tall, thin man with dark hair and piercing blue eyes. He said that he had seen Max being taken away by a group of people in a van. The man led the search party to a deserted house on the edge of town. As they approached the house, they saw a van parked in the driveway. The man led them to a small room at the back of the house where they found Max, tied up and blindfolded. Max was brought back to his parents, and the town rejoiced at his safe return. The mysterious man was hailed as a hero, and the town held a celebration in his honor. But as time passed, people began to wonder about the man's true identity and his motive for helping to find Max. It turned out that the man was a private investigator hired by Max's parents to find their son. They had suspected foul play from the beginning and had hired the investigator to follow up on a lead they had received. The man had discovered the abandoned house and found Max being held captive. The townspeople were shocked and saddened by the news, but they were also grateful that Max had been found. The town returned to its peaceful existence, but the memory of the boy missing lingered in everyone's minds for years to come. Max's return brought both relief and sorrow to the town. The people were happy that he had been found alive, but they couldn't shake off the thought of someone kidnapping a child from their peaceful community. As the days passed, the town began to heal from the trauma of Max's disappearance. His parents were grateful to have him back, and they were overwhelmed by the support they received from the community. Max, on the other hand, struggled to adjust to life after his ordeal. He had been through a traumatic experience, and he found it hard to trust people again. He would often wake up in the middle of the night, screaming and thrashing around in his sleep. His parents took him to a therapist, and he slowly began to work through his trauma. The investigator who had found Max continued to stay in touch with his family, and he would often check up on them to make sure they were doing okay. He had become somewhat of a hero in the town, and people would often stop him on the street to thank him for bringing Max back home. Despite the town's best efforts to move on from the incident, the memory of the boy missing continued to haunt them. People became more cautious, and parents became more protective of their children. The town installed more surveillance cameras and hired more police officers to patrol the streets. As the years went by, Max grew up and moved away from the town. He went to college, got a job, and started a family of his own. But the memory of his abduction remained with him, and he never forgot the kindness of the people who had searched for him. The town, too, continued to change. New families moved in, and old ones moved away. The wheat fields and apple orchards were replaced by housing developments and shopping centers. But no matter how much the town changed, the memory of the boy missing never faded away. It remained a part of the town's history, a reminder of the fragility of life and the strength of community. And every year, on the anniversary of Max's disappearance, the town would come together to remember him and the people who had worked tirelessly to bring him home.